Carver and Cuthbert with you. Go Sports Radio, Borrelli's Taproom, Long Beach, New York, as we are here on a Thursday, chilly November Thursday, out on Long Island, on the island in Long Beach. Amazing day here as we get ready for a big night. Bills, Texans to start Week 12 on Thursday Night Football.
Representing there, Mike.
Representing here early in the show with the Bills. We, of course, will talk about the locals. Giants into Detroit to get smashed by the Lions. Jets into Baltimore to get smashed by the Ravens. To all the rest of the games in Week 12. All the college football for this week. Some big games. And then, of course, we've got pucks. All the locals in action tonight. Everybody's playing.
Hockey night.
Hockey night. Islanders are in Detroit. Rangers are in Colorado against the best team in hockey.
Oof.
And the Devils are in Florida against the Panthers. A very full slate of NHL that will
Down
get to.
one, Quinn, brother.
Down one. Yeah. They're down one. That's for sure. And we, of course, also will do a bunch of other things, too. I got an MLB thing I want to get to. We've got, Ireland's path to the World Cup now. We have lots of other stuff. Mike Carver with you along with Paul Cuthbert. Hi, Paul. How you doing?
How you doing, Mike? And for those of you listening and not seeing, Mike has his Bills suit jacket on.
Well,
very famous.
Look.
You got to give us a little story behind this jacket, buddy.
Well, this jacket, I actually, that I love my jackets.
Yes, you do.
I got a lot of good
connoisseur.
I love, the orange jacket. There's lots of the Shamrock jacket. We got a lot of jackets. The Bill jacket gets broken out. Usually, Paulie, if I'm doing a show for a prime time, like a Monday or a Thursday Bills game, usually the jacket will get broken out. Playoffs, jacket will get broken out. It's not an all the time thing. And Bills, of course, playing Thursday Night Football tonight in Houston against the Texans. So we get the jacket out.
Special occasion.
So, but again, and for wearing it down here at Borrelli's, why not?
And we are here for it at Borrelli's. Special occasion. Looking good, man. Look at sharp.
Yeah.
You wouldn't throw a tie in there, huh?
Well, I mean, in a normal circumstance, I probably would. But, I'm not going to wear it for the whole show. Just at the beginning while we talk about the Bills. I got the color of royalty on underneath here. I mean, a little purple doesn't really go with it either. So, it's got a mix and match here today.
All right, I like it. I hope it brings you a little luck there tonight, pal.
But I noticed no Giant gear this week, no Ranger gear this week.
I'm a little neutral today, yeah.
It's neutral. Oh, how do we not start with this before I get to the game tonight? How do I not start here? How was Colin Quinn last night here at Borrelli's? Can I hear about that?
Colin Quinn was fantastic here at Bros last night. Sold out.
Wow.
Great show. Awesome stuff. One of the smartest guys, smartest comedians out there. And just a great down-to-earth guy. I got the pleasure to meet him after the show as well and got a couple pictures with my wife. And he was just awesome. Just a great time and just such a great production here at Borrelli's as far as presentation, the food, the drinks, bartenders, servers, just first class. So there's a couple more comedians. The comedians come in here every month.
Yeah.
And I'll, tell everybody in a little while. But Colin's Aces, great stuff, great new material. Really broke down personalities and talked about AI. And, Colin is a local Long Beach guy here. And
is that right?
And he's an Irish fellow like ourselves. And
did he talk about the World Cup path for them?
No, he didn't. But he ended the show with a bunch of great Irish jokes.
Good.
Great stuff. So
good.
Great to be here last night, and bravo, Colin. Excellent show.
That's tremendous.
Can't wait for the next one.
Nice job by Colin Quinn last night, right here at Borrelli's Taproom. And Paulie was in attendance and got to see it. All right, let's start things off today with, of course, the Thursday night game. And Week 12 does begin in the NFL. We're it's getting there, man. Week 12. This is it. Final 6-7 weeks of the season. It's coming down.
Thanksgiving games next week.
Thanksgiving next Thursday. We're a week away from Turkey Day as well. So the Bills are 7-3 heading into Houston tonight against the 5-5 Texans. Texans started the year 0-3. They're 5-2 since then to get themselves back to 500, Paulie. Big game for the Bills in this aspect, of course. They're trying to chase down New England and these other teams to get back at the top of the AFC so they don't have to go maybe on the road in the AFC playoffs. Houston trying to continue their momentum that they've had. And that's with Davis Mills playing quarterback. And CJ Stroud's going to miss his third straight game tonight against Buffalo. The Bills are a 6-point favorite for the gambling folk that are out there. I will say there's a couple things that maybe would make you a little nervous as a Bill fan tonight, even though they are a 6-point favorite, and that sounds pretty significant on the road, right? The Texans defense has been excellent.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. And that is what has gotten them back to 500 at 5-5, is that their defense has been really sharp, and it's held a lot of teams down. The Bills are the road team on a short week. That's never fun on a Thursday night. And last year, Paulie, the Bills went to Houston and had really one of their worst offensive performances of the Josh Allen era. Still almost won the game. They lost 23-20 in a game that they trying to get in range for the game-tying field goal at the end, and they just missed. So that defense has played well against Allen as well, and it's really a lot of the same parts that were there last year. So as much as the Bills exploded on Sunday against Tampa, this is a tough challenge for them tonight down in H-Town.
I like their chances. Looking at the playoff picture right now, Texans on the bubble, as they say.
Right.
So, Captain Obvious stuff, huge game for them in their house.
It's a huge game. It's a huge game for them.
So it's all about, who's going to turn out here too. I would imagine the Bills are going to go in here and, what we talked about yesterday is just as far as on the Bills possibly taking the mantle here away from the Chiefs. So
right.
This is a game they want to go in on the road, big game, win, lock things in for them, moving closer towards,
right,
staying with the Patriots there and the Broncos in a chance to hopefully, some way or the other, at least lock down home field.
Yeah, and look, this is a stretch for the Bills where they're playing on the road this week on a short week. Then they'll get a little extra rest before they go on the road to Pittsburgh on Thanksgiving weekend on Sunday. So there's a bunch of things here at stake for them. They're going to be missing a lot of their offensive pieces. They're not going to have Dalton Kincaid again. They are not going to have Curtis Samuel. They're not going to have McCole Hardman, who they just brought in on Sunday when he was returning punts and he got hurt in the first game that he played. But they are still going to sit Keon Coleman, who has been a problem this year. So I'm a little interested to see the Bill offense. Josh and the offense on the road been a little bit different than at home, playing a good D. I think it's a game that the Bills are going to win. But I think, Paulie, it could be a little ugly tonight. This could be on the uglier side of a 1916, 2017 type of game, 17-13. I think that there could be some ugliness. Now, the Bill defense usually doesn't play to ugly games like this because they stink. But Davis Mills playing quarterback for Houston, and there's not a lot of explosive offensive pieces there. That might allow the Bills to play in kind of a lower scoring, ugly type of game against Houston.
Do you feel, obviously, a weather-controlled stadium they're going into?
Yeah.
Do they play that safe kind of game?
I think that their defense puts so much pressure on you that they're going to have to kind of play that game. They can't really play the fast and loose freewheeling game that they played with Tampa on Sunday. That's because Houston's defense can cause turnovers and that. I mean, Josh turned the ball over a couple times on Sunday, and Houston's good at that. Houston's good at taking the ball away. They're good at putting their offense, which isn't very good, into positions to score points. So I think it's a game where Allen's got to be a little bit safer with the football tonight, probably play things a little closer to the vest. Maybe put a little bit more James Cook in action with the running game. And I think that's where they are. I don't know if they cover this number, but I feel pretty good that they'll go down to Houston and win this game, be it as ugly as it might be.
Yeah, and I mean, the Texans themselves, obviously with the major injuries and everything else, holding fast. I mean, in the NFL, 5-5 record, is at this point, unfortunately,
that's as it kind of lends itself to the discussion we had yesterday about how, there's 5 or 6 teams on the high end. There's 5 or 6 teams on the absolutely awful end.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other 20 are just, they could all beat anybody anytime. And that Texans are one of those teams that are in that middle 20 right there. And look, it's not like they've beaten, they've played, I think they've beaten the Titans twice. They've had, it's not like the Texans have been rolling over some good. I mean, they had a big comeback against the Jaguars 2 weeks ago. They were down big in that game. They've beaten the Titans. They beat the 49ers at home. They beat the Ravens when the Ravens didn't have Lamar that day on the road. So, They've been good in their building.
Yeah, you know,
Their defense has been good. It's tough to go on the road on a short week this late in the season.
So I'll
Very
ask
hard.
you to wrap up on this game. Who's looking at the standings a little harder here? So,
Well,
obviously with KC, Baltimore, and it's crazy now too, right? If the Dolphins win this week, for argument's sake, and say the Texans lose,
5-7.
yeah. So as far as where the standings fall out,
Yeah.
So if you're the Bills, obviously, Chiefs, Colts this week, right?
The Chiefs play the Colts this week.
Good game.
Oh, good game. Big game.
So, if the Chiefs end up or the Ravens.
And I don't even think it's necessarily the Chiefs right now. That's not really the team that.
And the Ravens don't have a gimme against the Jets. They're not a gimme team anymore.
It's not a gimme team. Look, as far as the Bills right now, their focus is they need to keep pace with the Patriots till they play them again in Foxborough in Week 15. They need to make sure that they keep pace. And part of the Patriots are playing the Bengals this week. They're favorites on the road in Cincinnati. That's a spot where the Patriots, if they play like they have the last 10 weeks, they're gonna go into that game and win. You need to stay a game back so that you're still there with them when you get a second crack at them and at their place. So that's why it's big for both teams, Paulie. When you get to this time of year and you have two teams, and you start talking about who wants it more, who's bigger for the game. There's really only a handful of teams that right now you can't say that means anything for them. There's something on the line here for just about everybody once you cross this Thanksgiving marker and you're coming down the stretch. Now, I will tell you this. I'll give you my one Josh Allen stat for tonight that I did pull up this morning when I was going through all my numbers. Josh Allen on Thursdays. Today is Thursday.
Wow.
Okay.
Got Thursday stats for us, huh?
8-0 on Thursday night games.
That's a pretty good
Allen's
record.
Never lost on a Thursday, and for guys like me, 5-1 against the spread on Thursday nights. So 8-0 straight up. Now those numbers don't necessarily, but that's because he's played 6 games on the road and 2 games at home on Thursdays of the 8 Thursday night games.
6 on the road. Out of those 8?
Out of those 8,
that's pretty good.
6 have been on the road for Thursday nights. So the Bills haven't played too many Thursday night home games.
So it's a lock.
Well, I hate when we say the word lock. I hate the word lock. There's no such thing as lock in anything, but he has never lost in this spot. So, and as you know, even though I like to dabble and talk about gambling, do a lot of gambling, I never bet on my own team, Paulie.
Really?
Never. So all I care is that the Bills win tonight. That's it.
So you never bet on the Bills?
Never.
I had no idea.
Never.
Even with Josh being 8? No.
Never.
You're making a face there.
I could be kidding.
I
don't know. I could be kidding. I might not be kidding. I don't like to wager on my friend. It burned me the other night. I win against the Islanders in the Bet Rivers Puck Parlay thing that I do. And of course they beat the Stars. I picked the Stars in the Puck Parlay the other night. The Islanders. I don't like putting my team that I root for in these spaces. So I just want the Bills to win tonight, Paul, and get to 8-3. That's all that matters to me.
All right. But did you take them? What did you take the Ravens with?
Well, let's see. Let's see if it gets below 6 by 8 o'clock tonight, and if I can change my mind.
Somebody might have picked
that number gets a little lower. Maybe it might interest me a little bit more. And if you would like to put the Bills maybe in a teaser with somebody on Sunday and get them to just winning the game, well, that's pretty good too. But that's so Bills tonight, Thursday night football in Houston against
New York
the Texans.
Buffalo Bills.
Buffalo
now, what
Bills.
about the 2 teams from Jersey?
Let's go. We'll now roll through Week 12, beginning with the locals. Who do you want to say is going to get smashed first? You want to start with the Giants or the Jets? Who's going to get whacked first? Which one do you want to go with? Do the Giants first. They're so much more exciting.
I don't think the Jets are necessarily going to get smashed.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Well, then we have to start
if
there.
I have to choose who's going to get smashed,
now the Jets are the bigger
those are my
underdog.
Giants. I hope they don't get smashed, but they've been very consistent the last few weeks. Why change this week?
The Jets are the bigger dog this week.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking 13.5, 14-point dogs at Baltimore. They're going to start Tyrod Taylor. I don't know how much that changes. Now you couldn't play Justin Fields anymore. You just couldn't. It was so embarrassing. There was no passing game. Because the Jets have actually, over the last couple of weeks, they've actually acquired a couple guys, whether it's A.D. Mitchell from the Colts. You saw Mechie get some burn last week in that game against New England. Like, they actually have a couple of young wide receivers that it wouldn't be awful to maybe get a look at and see if they could be part of something in the future, but you need to have somebody in there that can actually throw them the ball. So Fields is not that. Tyrod Taylor maybe is a little bit more apt to be able to do that. Mason Taylor as well, the tight end. So I like this move. You put Taylor in, and maybe you can get a look at some of these younger guys that can catch the football and do something with them. But
why not?
Baltimore,
I mean, why not, right? This is what we've said basically for the Giants and the Jets at this point in the season. Why not? Just throw it all in there. I just think the Jets, with where they are, with how the season's gone, putting up a couple of wins recently, feeling loosey, kind of goosey kind of thing, you know? And the Ravens with all the pressure on them.
yeah.
You know, that could just be that type of emotional game. It's a tough building, obviously, to go into for any team.
You don't think they'll win the game?
I do.
Who, the Jets?
Yes, I do.
You think the Jets are going to beat the Ravens?
Yeah,
this
by a
week?
field goal.
Wow, that would be great. I would love that.
Again,
Seeing
why
the
not?
Ravens. Why
not?
not?
Why
Okay.
do I got to be here in some kind of? I'm not some smart superstar analytic or what a guy.
Well, I'm not either.
I'm feeling it. I'm feeling the Jets go in.
Feeling it is right. I mean, that's
Feeling it. They go in there to play
plus
a little loose,
810 on the
little-
money line.
little
For the
relax
Jets this week.
Oh,
That's
definitely covering that. That's no problem.
Plus 810, getting 13.5. Wow, Jets gonna win this week. Now, I will say I didn't think that Baltimore was very impressive last Sunday against Cleveland. Now
No,
that's
they
a
weren't.
road division game. Cleveland's defense, I think, is a little bit better. Jets beat Cleveland 2 weeks ago. Jets beat Cleveland, so maybe it's there for you.
Why not?
This week against Lamar Jackson, the Ravens? Maybe the Jets can hang around. I am not gonna
Think of how good I will look next
Well,
week
you
on
see,
the
this
show.
is the thing. You can
If
come
they
out
win.
and now this is a good. We like to call this an I said it. This is what we call this. This is an I said it coming from you. This is a good spot. It's really a no lose for you because everybody thinks they're going to get hit over the head with a hammer anyway on
Smashed,
Sunday.
as you said.
That you now have a chance that if it does happen, and I said it. You play back the clip. I said it. I told you that this was going to happen.
But you know, I'm not that kind of guy. I'm not going to sit here.
Oh, you would.
No,
You're not going to go.
no.
You're not going to go get the clip and put it.
Nah,
I said it. I said it right
Because,
there.
you know, they probably are going to get smashed. But why not?
Maybe they hang around in the game, but I don't think they win it. I'm not going to go walk that plank with you. I'm not going out there for that. So I'm going to take the Ravens to win the game.
Because you're a smart man. You're a smart man, Michael.
And I'm going to take the Ravens to cover the 13.5. I've seen enough of the Jets this year.
All right. Now, we talked a lot about the Giants here and the Lions, and obviously Campbell's
man.
Lions here and what this game means to them.
Yeah.
And you are on probably the smart side of the Giants being cautious here. I don't think they've made an official announcement as far as Jackson and
no.
But you were saying we should give him a rest here, and
I'll make the official announcement. He's not going to play on Sunday.
Okay.
Now I'm not Mike Kafka. I'm not the interim head coach, but I'll make the official announcement. I don't think he's going to play on Sunday. I wouldn't play him on Sunday. We said this yesterday. I don't care if he is cleared.
Mm-hmm.
I would still let Jameis play another week here in Detroit against the Lions and just see how that goes. Now, I gave you this yesterday, and since we're at this portion of the program, I'll give it to you again. Detroit, their last 13 games after a loss, they're 13-0 against the spread. They're 3-0 this season in that spot. They won their 3 games this year after a loss by 31, 15, and 22. Get an upset Lion team coming off the Sunday night loss in Philadelphia against the Eagles. Last time that they were at home, of course, was that Packer game. Well, not the Packer game. The game against the Vikings, where they lost to the Vikings outright at home. I think this is a good smash spot for the Lions. They got 2 home games coming up here. Obviously, they're going to play the Packers on Thanksgiving Day at home, as they traditionally do in the early game. They got a Giant team coming in who's not very good. This is a good spot. It's about a 10.5, 11 spread, depending on where you're at. I think this is a bad scene for the Giants on Sunday. They're walking into a bad spot. Jameis was was trying his hardest to throw the ball to the other team last week, and he did on the last drive. I think you'll see more of that with him in there. And I think the Lions roll in a big way. Big Lion roll. One of my favorite plays of the week are the Lions.
Yeah, now when you say roll in a big way, Dan Campbell has been known to do this. They will pile on the points. And they'll if they can, and if it's there for them, they'll put up 45 points. They won't hold back.
I was gonna say like 38-13.
Yeah,
like that's like kind of the world that I'm
he doesn't
living
care
in.
about anybody's feelings.
He does not.
Yeah.
He doesn't care, especially coming off a week where he's had some questions thrown at him. Why'd you go for it on 4th down so many times? Why didn't you kick field goal? Why did that? So this is a week where he can kind of, against an inferior opponent, maybe step on a little bit against this Giant
They'll be
team.
looking to sweep the Giants under the rug and moving forward, and they probably already wish this game was over already.
They probably do kind of already wish.
But that'll be the thing to look out for
is
not only just look out for the score, but just see if Campbell just keeps just ramming it down the Giants' throats. Just keep them, don't even give them a sniff. And that would be the statement thing from them. I just see it because Campbell's done it in the past, and everything that's been going on with him recently, that this is something that, because Dan Campbell's that kind of guy. He's an alpha male, and he's going to be looking to step on the Giants like a bug. And it'll be big for them, and they'll carry that over. And he wants just to have positive stuff to say for the next week.
Now, Dart,
I just hope the Giants are somewhat respectable. It's so
well, Dart practiced
so
yesterday, but no
frustrating talking about the
contact.
Giants.
So Dart was at practice, but couldn't obviously do any contact. That now Kafka said yesterday, if he's healthy and cleared to go, he wants him to play. It's only if he's healthy and ready to go, based on what the doctors have to say.
And right on, but what you've been saying, if it was any other opponent, I would probably say yeah. But
this is a bad spot.
Yeah, I agree with you. I don't think this is the game you bring him in on.
You look at
do you know who they're playing?
Well, they play actually a Monday night game in New England against the Patriots.
Oh, jeez.
So, but you're talking then an extra day. You're talking now.
But New England's going to be, hey, what's up, man?
Yeah, but if you think about it though, if you hold him off till that game, that's almost a full month of him not playing. Because he got hurt in the Bear game, which according to was November the 9th. So you're talking over 3.5 weeks of rest. Make sure, everything's good to go. And then the Patriot game's Monday night, December the 1st.
Monday night game. I don't think
primetime game. And look, and then you finish the season against some spots. They play Washington. They play Minnesota. Both those games at home. Little Giant. 3 of the last 4 at home. Little Giant pride at home.
Yeah, I agree.
To end the year. They play the Raiders in Vegas. A very winnable game. Like I said, they'll win a couple games, so they make sure that they pick 6th instead of 2nd. They're gonna win in a couple of these games down the stretch with Dart playing. I don't think you need to throw him back in there on Sunday.
Even if you take Dart out of the situation, the discussion just for a second, if the Giants defense had have played somewhat respectable here in the last few weeks as far as fourth quarters,
right?
And if the Giants had snagged a couple of wins out of those last 4 or 5 games, you know what I'm saying? It would be a little bit different, Right. But this defense is in such disarray with Bowen and everything else that it's just a totally different storyline. It's not, hey, the defense is playing really well. We've gone 2-2. We've got 3. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's a different vibe. Maybe you're looking at the rest of the standings. You get 5, 6, 7. It's a totally different situation if the Giants are in a better momentum swing.
Yeah.
But like you said, this is done. This season's pretty much over. This is not the game.
I bring him back Monday night against the Patriots and let him play the last 5 games.
And the ratings will go through the roof.
Well, they would like that. You get Jackson Dart against Drake May. It's a fun Monday night game.
Maybe May doesn't have
I'll
to
be
play.
rooting hard for the Giants that night because I'd like to see the Patriots lose one of these games that they're supposed to win, help the Bills out. So I would love to see that out of Jackson Dart. I'd keep him away this week. Even if then they got him out, they just watched the video. He's out there practicing. He's out there doing non-contact. I would hold off if I were here. Carver and Cuthbert here. Go Sports Radio from Borrelli's Taproom on Long Island in Long Beach on a beautiful Thursday. There was a little frost out on the grass this morning.
You could head down to the beach today. It's not that bad.
I seen a couple people heading down there. They're walking the dogs. They're stopping in at Borrelli's. They're going. it's just great being down here and feeling the. You got to tell me about some things that are going on soon at Borrelli's after you saw Colin Quinn last night.
Yes. So December's full of some great stuff coming up. Continuing the comedy shows here at Borrelli's. Once again, 912 West Beach Street in Long Beach on Tuesday, December 2nd. Des Bishop's coming in here. And you can check out either you can search Eventbrite or you can go to Borrelli'sTaproom.com for tickets for any of these upcoming shows here at Borrelli's. On Monday, 12/8, Jared Fried is coming in, another great comedian. And then on Wednesday, December 10th, is the pasta class. And again, those classes pretty much always sell out. Like Borrelli's is the best down here. Great food, brick oven pizza, fantastic menu, just a super Italian restaurant here. On Saturday, December 13th, is the Electric Light Parade down here in Long Beach. Long Beach is legendary for their parades and their events down here. Irish Day, Oktoberfest down here. It's unbelievable. So Borrelli's is going to be hosting, throughout the day on the 13th here, and they're going to have live music with Anthony Gal, who is a resident musician down here at Borrelli's. Great guy, great musician. Come on down. It's going to be a great day. Electric Light Parade here at Borrelli's on the 13th. And returning on December 17th is Billy Joel theme night. It's songs from an Italian restaurant here at Borrelli's. There's a $21 pasta dinner special. There's half price bottles of wine. And just, again, great specials here. And, of course, Peroni's, baby. Peroni beers. So we love them here. And there's the Borrelli Club that you can be a part of. And they have the regular Peronis, and they also have the non-alcoholic Peronis, which taste just as good as the real Peronis. So there you go. That's what's coming up here down at Borrelli's over the next couple of weeks here. The holidays, obviously. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody, next week. And go to Borrelli'sTaproom.com and get your tickets and check out the menu. And come on down. Yeah, I know you love this.
100-pint club, 100-pint Peroni club at Borrelli's. Drink 100 pints of Peroni and get a plaque on the wall, plus a Peroni glass and a T-shirt, and that's only at Borrelli.
I think I'm ahead of you, by the way. I'm ahead of you.
That's fine.
Because you just literally got here since we started doing the show and
stuff,
so I've had a few months, so.
This is great. Who keeps track? Is it a punch card? What do we got to do?
We got a book in the back.
Got a book.
Bartender Tommy's here. He's got a book in the back.
Got a book and keep track of the Peronis.
You know those Italian places, they always got a book in the back.
Book.
Taking numbers and names. All right.
Coast Sports Radio. Carver and Cuthbert here at Borrelli's Taproom, as we just mentioned. All right, let's.
Are there any other important games in the NFL this weekend?
Every game is important.
All right, let's go. Let's rock.
Every game is important. You got the locals out of the way. Now let's do the best of the rest. Colts into Kansas City against the Chiefs. Of course, Colts 8-2, having a great year. And the Chiefs, as we know, 5-5, and they missed the playoffs if it started today. What a shame that would be.
On the bubble.
If that happened, but there's still a long way to go. Nobody wants to throw dirt on the Chiefs yet, please. They could easily come out this week and get themselves a win.
They're teasing everybody.
Let me tell you who this game, and I know this is every game now is massive for Kansas City. Every game is, listen, you call it must win. You call it what it is. They're trailing a bunch of teams, and they got to jump some teams to feel comfortable as they head down the stretch. This game actually, Paulie, I'm more interested in the Indianapolis side of this game.
Okay.
Because the Colts are 8-2, and they've kind of been the out of nowhere. I mean, the Patriots too, and to some aspect, but they've kind of been the out of nowhere story in the NFL this season with how they've played and Daniel Jones has played. I think people thought that when Daniel Jones was going to be the Colt quarterback, this team's going to stink. He stunk with the Giants. This is going to stink and all that. This is an interesting game for them going on the road into Kansas City, outdoors, cold weather against the Chiefs. I'm very interested in seeing it. And I got to tell you, it's like 3.5, right? I might take the Colts this week in this game. Now, I know Steve on the chat box says that the Colts are going to roll Kansas City. I'm not willing to go that far. Roll is a tough word, but covering 3.5 and maybe winning the game outright, maybe.
look, the Chiefs are obviously having a tough season, but I don't think they're not. There's too much pride. There's too much talent. It's in our head. I mean, this is just. This is a bad spot, I think, for the Colts to come into. Now, obviously, if it ends up on the other side for the Colts, super duper for them. It kind of makes them a little more
super duper for everyone.
Yeah,
honestly, because the Chiefs would be 5-6. It's super duper for everyone.
Well,
but especially the Colts, because I think this is a big marker for them. I think this is the game where people will start to take them seriously if they win it. Because I still think at 8-2, people aren't.
You want to love to see the league get shaken up here a little bit.
Yeah.
Different teams moving forward, different teams taking the jump, taking the climb.
Yeah.
Yes. So you're looking at it from this side of it. Yes, this would be great for the Colts. Again, how we're talking about how the Patriots are playing, how the Broncos are playing this year, getting a chance here to, because the Chiefs aren't in the headlines every week because they're the greatest football team in the world.
Right.
They're more in the headlines these days. Or, oh my God, they're struggling. What's going on with the Chiefs? So the Chiefs at home this weekend, they're going to step up.
Yeah.
I think they're going to step up, and I think they stop the Colts.
All right. I think.
And I promise you, if the Chiefs win, I won't say I told you so next week.
Well, that's a little different scenario as far as we're concerned with those two things.
So what are you doing? You taking the Colts?
Of course. Well, me and you are kind of just who's going to win the game, right? We're not doing this from a spread perspective. We're just doing who's going to win the game. Yeah. Because from the spread perspective, I'm taking the Colts with the 3.5.
Gotcha.
But I would have to take, if you're talking just who's going to win the game, I'm going to take Kansas City.
Gotcha. All right, cool.
Okay, I'll take Kansas City in that spot. Steelers into Chicago against the Bears. Steelers, of course, we don't know yet, and I find it very hard to believe that Aaron Rodgers is going to play, but they haven't ruled him out. He's got a fracture in his left wrist. He obviously probably throws with his right hand, but he's got a fracture in his left wrist. Tomlin says it's a pain management type of thing. If it's not him, it's Mason Rudolph. The Bears have been pulling these games out of the fire every single week, and they're 7-3 now in first place.
Love the Bears.
Love the Bears.
Love it. Roll and crush. I love their coach. Love everything. It's some good news in Chicago. Crush them. Let's go. Yeah, you're feeling it too.
I'm going to tell you this. You're probably going to think this is a little. If Mason Rudolph plays for the Steelers, I like the Steelers.
Okay.
Rudolph, he's not awful. He's come in spots. A couple years ago, he came in December and kind of saved the Steelers season. He can move the offense a little bit. I think Rodgers is going to be a little too limited if he's in there. I think I can't believe he'd possibly play with a fracture in his left wrist.
He's a pain in the ass.
I'm taking the Steelers.
I think he's a pain in Tomlin's ass, too.
I'm taking the Steelers. Bear Magic runs out this week.
No.
Bear Magic runs out.
No. I'm writing that down.
For that. Bear Magic. Now, the Bears play Black Friday next week in Philadelphia against the Eagles. I knew they were either on Thanksgiving or Black Friday. The Friday game is in Philadelphia, so the Bears play next week. That's a big game for them.
It's just an awesome game on the schedule.
It's a great game on the schedule, which we'll talk about next week when we're here before Thanksgiving.
Because we're cooking the turkeys here.
We are cooking turkeys at Borrelli's next week on Wednesday before the big Thanksgiving. We'll be here in the morning.
There are all kinds of turkeys.
And that is right there in the chat box. Tomlin versus first-year head coaches. It's like a gritty. That's kind of game I feel it's going to be. It's going to be some game where it's a little low scoring. It's a little dirty. And the Steelers have a great kicker in Boswell. It's going to be one of those games where he kicks 4 field goals and the Steelers somehow find a way in Chicago against the Bears. You disagree. Okay, fine.
I hope it's – well, the Steelers are a cold city team too, so I guess the weather's not going to really –
No, it's not going to be a bother for them.
Go Bears.
Patriots into Cincinnati.
Should we even talk
against
about this
the
game?
Bengals?
Well, should we even talk about it?
We should from this aspect. I'll tell you a few things that I do like in this game. I think there's going to be a lot of points. Go look at the last 7 games at home for the Bengals and look at the scores. 38-31, 46-38. There have been some barn burners in Cincinnati, and I think the Patriot offense will be able to score. Now, there's been some sightings of Joe Burrow this week at practice for the Bengals. Now, I don't believe that he's going to play this week. I think that they're kind of putting him out there with their eyes on Thanksgiving night. The Bengals play the Ravens Thanksgiving night. And I think that that's where you might see Joe Burrow come back for the first time since his injury early in the season. I don't believe he's going to play this week. I think it'll be Flacco. I think the Patriots will win. I think there'll be a ton of points. I love the over in this game in terms of a gambling.
And I agree with you 100%.
On the Patriots winning.
Damn it, I said 100%.
100%. 100%.
That's all right. So this is show 6.
Do we have the 100 twice. We have the 100% counter?
Yep, twice.
Now they believe this line went from 8 to 6.5. I guess they believe that maybe he's going to play. I don't believe that. I think they'd hold him for the Thursday game, if anything.
Well, even regardless if he plays, the Bengals defense is just atrocious.
The defense is pathetic. It's the worst defense in the NFL.
He's going to have a field day.
But it's a different game if he's in there. You know, he didn't rule out the possibility of playing this morning. I wish I had a decision today. Zach Taylor said, I'm going to take in all the information. I think he's bluffing. I think that he'll play him third. I don't think he'd risk him. That Raven game on Thanksgiving night is where he's going to get him in there. So we're both on the Patriots in this game on Sunday.
Go Pats.
Seahawks in Tennessee against the Titans. Heavy road favorites here of almost 2 tutties, minus 13. The Titans are the worst team in the NFL so far this year. They're 1-9. It's a lot of points, but Seattle's very good on the road. Last week was their first road loss. They had 10 wins in a row on the road before they lost that game in Los Angeles against the Rams. So I'm not worried about them being prepared on the road. I think this is a game where they take care of their business, Paulie. The McDonald's done a great job there. I think that they just very businesslike, know they're playing a bad team, going to go in and finish the job, take care of it, no problem.
It's besides the Cardinals, the NFC West is a really good division there. As far as, the Rams and the Niners were pretty
Jacoby Brissett's a record holder now. Most completions ever in an NFL game last week in that loss to the Niners. Jacoby Brissett, NFL record holder.
That's good stuff. But I mean, just saying, just for the Rams the Seahawks got to keep the pressure on the Rams. Niners are playing all right.
Yeah.
Purdy's back. So that's a tough division. See who's going to come out on top of that. Yeah. So Seahawks, you figure they're going to go in there. Look, it would be absolutely embarrassing if they lose this game. Where it is on the schedule, what's at stake. Again, still trying to prove to everybody that they belong, not that they belong in the league, as far as are they contenders this year?
Right. Look, I've seen enough from them on the road now under this guy that I have no worries whatsoever that they're not going to go in there and take care of business. This does not seem like a team that has got any problems with focus on the road. You're bouncing back after a tough loss last week. I think that it's business for the Seahawks, especially against, the Titans. They are awful. They are awful. And not going to be a problem for the Seahawks.
Thank God they got good music down there in Nashville.
They do got good music in Nashville. Also, 1 o'clock. Last 1 o'clock game that we'll do. The Vikings into Green Bay against the Packers. Packers are 6-point favorites. Totals 41.5. I will tell you, I like the under in this game. I don't think there's going to be a lot of points. Green Bay defense is very good. We've now seen this a couple weeks in a row. Last week they did give up 20 points to the Giants and Jameis Winston. I understand that. I don't like this J.J. McCarthy for the Vikings. I think that
is that a personal thing, or is that something?
I think it's a little bit of both.
Because you're wearing purple today.
Well, I am wearing purple today, but that's got nothing to do with it. I think they're going to have a hard time scoring. The Packer D at home is really, really strong. I don't see McCarthy and the Vikings scoring many points. And I'm not completely sold on the Packer offense, especially now Jacobs did a little bit of practice. Sounds like he might play. But it's Packers for me, Paulie, and especially under 41.5. I like that a lot, but I think the Packers win.
I'm drinking your sake, Kimosabi, as they say.
Okay.
All right.
That's good. That's good. The Pack. 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock games. Got 4 of them this week, which there should be every week. There needs to be a rule implemented in the NFL scheduling office that there can never be less than 4 games during the 4 o'clock window on Sundays. Never. These weeks that there's 3, 4 o'clock games, it's awful. You got to have at least 4. sometimes more. So I just wanted to say that before I.
Does it? I'm wondering. We have to look ahead at the schedule next week. I wonder if there are more games now at this point in the season.
Well, because you're getting out of all the buys, getting
Yeah.
out of some of those things. But like next week, there's only 3 4 o'clock games.
Okay.
But
And
you
you
also
want
have.
4.
But remember though, next week you have 3 games on Thursday. You have
Yeah,
a game on
that's right.
Friday.
Mm-hmm.
You have you're pulling a lot of inventory at other times of the week in a special week like that. But for the most
Got to
part,
point your remote control in a lot of different
you're
directions.
right, a lot of
next
different
weekend.
directions. Jags are 6-4 going to Arizona against the Cardinals. Jags are road favorites, which is usually not when you want to back them. That's usually not when you get on board. Jacksonville, Paulie at 6-4 has the 5th easiest schedule down the stretch, starting with this week in Arizona. And you would think they'd be able to find a way to win 4 of these games and get to 10 wins with who they have. The Jags finish at Arizona, at Tennessee, Colts at home, Jets at home, at Denver, at Indy, and Titans at home. So they play the Titans twice and the Jets. That should be 1, 2, 3 wins.
It's a lock.
They win this week in Arizona. That's 4. That could get them to 10 wins if they could just take care of business against really bad teams.
And if the Colts lose a game,
Anything can happen. They play the Colts twice. So they're going to have
that's right.
2 cracks at the Colts as well. So if they could stay within range of them, anything can happen as far as the division goes. So I actually think, Paulie, as much as I probably wouldn't bet this game, but because I can't trust the Jaguars as a favorite on the road, but I do think that they'll take care of business and win in Arizona.
I agree with you.
I don't think I would actually
simple.
put money on it, but I think that the
Does anybody
Jaguars
go
are
out
gonna win.
besides friends and family to the Cardinals games?
That is a friends and family situation playing for Arizona. It's not fun.
All right, Jags. Keeping it real.
Keeping it as real as we could possibly keep it here on Go Sports Radio. Now, this is, you talk about a friends and family game. Browns and Raiders. Couple of 2-8 teams. Now, you said earlier, we were talking at the start of the show about this Buffalo-Houston game tonight. You get in that time of year, there's things mean something. Who needs it more? Nobody needs anything here.
Nope.
It's both teams are 2-8. Both teams stink. But, of course, the hype around this game will be that Shedeur Sanders is going to make his first start for Cleveland. And people are excited about that for some reason. They just really want to see him play. I don't know why after watching him in the second half against the Ravens last week, but they really want to see him play. And he's going to get a chance in Vegas as the starter this week. You excited for this game? It's a friends and family game right here.
Well, I'm really just kind of disappointed with the Raiders as a whole. Carroll coming in there. Expected a lot more. I mean, you got a bazillion-dollar stadium in there. Just trying to make things happen with that organization. And it just, whether it's, I guess, draft, the talent here on the team, it's just a really poor state of affairs there in Vegas. And you wonder where they're going to go with this and how long of a leash does Carroll have here in the next couple of seasons. I mean, it's not a very interesting game to me. It's just more of a disappointing thing. And I guess, the Browns itself, I think their fan base is expecting so much more, going back to the draft and Sanders getting drafted finally with these guys and the whole enigma that he is and whatever. I guess more than anything, this game is like, all right, here it is. Just throw it out there. I guess that's the real only major storyline for this game. The Raiders obviously need it for the gate. They got to get a win here. Keep people interested to come out for the rest of the season, whatever games they got left here.
The good thing for the Raiders is from that aspect, in terms of keeping people in the building, it is now when the schedule comes out every year, Paulie, that is the place where a visiting fan, if they see their team is playing there, that's the auto. That's the weekend I'm going away to see my team play. So, now Cleveland.
So now you have me interested in looking at the game because I'm going to look out for Brown fans in the stands.
I think you'll see a few.
Obviously, the impact that Sanders getting the start, what that's going to have on the game.
Right.
So, see, now you got me interested.
I'll tell you what I really like. I don't like any points. I like the under. Brown defense is very good. I don't think Sanders can do much. It feels like a game that I actually like the Browns with the point. In fact, I like the Browns to win.
And what kind of a cast does Cleveland have as far as the receiving core? And
they've got it's not good. They've got this kid Junkins, the rookie running back, who's having a really good year. I like him a lot, and I like their defense a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So
offensive line,
could be better.
Yeah,
they're 2-8 for a reason.
So we got a train wreck going on here in Vegas.
This is a train wreck game. I'm taking the Browns.
Okay. I'm gonna
take the Raiders.
No,
silver and black. The Raiders.
You know what? Let's see. Let's wish a little good luck for the kid here in Cleveland.
All right.
Let's get a win here for the Browns.
Get a win for him.
Why not?
There you go. This one also probably qualifies as friends and family. Falcons and Saints. And Nolans. Man, how bad you got to be dogs to the Saints. The Saints are a 1.5 favorite. Another low total, 38.5. The Falcons, of course, are losing pieces by the day. No more Michael Penix. He's out. Cousins will be the starter. They're not going to have Drake London, who's their best wide receiver. God, you can't pick the Saints. I don't know. Saints off a bye. Falcons reeling. You got to have a stomach to watch this game. I mean, I think it's the Saints.
Well, I mean, this is the time of the year, right? You got it's one extreme. It's one extreme to the other, right? You got the great games that you're looking forward to, the big impactful games, and then you have teams that are just pretty much done. And they're riding it out here, and then you're just trying to, I guess, get some extra bucks on the spreads.
Awful game. I'm taking the Saints.
All right,
Saints for me. That doesn't need it any more than we've already talked about at that game.
I agree.
At least the Browns, you had the whole Shedeur Sanders thing that you could do. Kind of the Saints and the Falcons is pathetic. I guess you could say the marquee game at 4:25 would be Eagles-Cowboys. Tommy's Eagles in Dallas against the Cowboys. Go Birds. 8-2. Eagles are 3.5-point favorite. 47.5. Cowboys big win Monday night in Vegas. These two teams played the first game of the season, that Thursday night game, where Cowboys were kind of hanging around in it. Then you had that long lightning delay. The game just basically crawled to a stop after that. It's Eagles for me.
Get it done.
It's Eagles for me.
Get it done, Philadelphia.
The Cowboys suck.
Get it done.
The Cowboys have gotten their wins against some not great teams. And even though at home they've been a little bit better on the road, this is Eagles for me. Well, the Eagles have established to me that they are the team in the NFC. And I don't see them letting that up in Dallas this week.
Get it done.
Lay it with the Birds. Go Birds, as Tommy said. And the Sunday night game, Bucs and Rams in Los Angeles at SoFi.
That's a great game, man.
Good game. Rams are a touchdown favorite. Bucs have got out to a hot start. They've had a rough couple of weeks, and they've had a lot of injuries. I think the Rams win, Paulie, but that's a lot of tutty against Baker. That's a big spread, but I do think the Rams are going to win the game. But I wouldn't be laying 7 with them. I'd be taking the 7 with Tampa, but I think the Rams win.
All right, I'm going to take the Bucs just for fun.
Just for funsies.
Just for fun.
Little funsies here. Okay. Just for fun. There's nothing wrong with that. Get some funsies in there. It's okay. And then the Monday night game, and anytime you get the Carolina Panthers in primetime, you have to take it. Is they're in San Francisco against the Niners.
You're going to take the Panthers.
I got to tell you, I'm going to take the Panthers with the points.
With the points.
Oh, I am. I like the Panthers a lot on Monday night. The Panthers are a team, you take them when they're getting points, and you play against them when they're closer a favorite. I'll take the touchdown with the Panthers in San Fran, who's got, as I was saying to you yesterday, they got problems defensively where I don't think they're going to be running over anybody. I think Carolina will hang around in this game.
All right, so disregarding the spread here.
Niners win.
Well, I want to talk about your thoughts on if the Panthers win this game.
I mean, 7-5 if they win.
They'll jump ahead of the Bucs.
Well, if the Bucs lost, yeah,
top of the division now. Changes the whole
now
season.
They still
changes the whole outlook.
They have not played each other yet. So you still down they play 2 of the last 3 weeks. So they play weeks 16 and 18.
Okay.
They get together. So there's still a couple of very important games for them, but they play the Rams, and then they play Saints, Bucks, Seahawks, and then Bucks again. Not easy down the stretch, but they're going to be in it. They're going to have an opportunity. I don't think they win this game. It's a lot to ask to win, but I do think they're going to hang around in the game.
Yeah, I'm
be there.
taking
the Panthers?
I love Purdy back. No, I love Purdy back.
Okay, so you're
Niners
You're
at
on the
home.
Niners.
Yeah.
You're Niners.
Absolutely.
All in on the Niners for Paulie. That is Week 12 in the NFL.
Winding down.
Next week, Thanksgiving, turkey time. 3 games on Thursday, 1 game on Friday for Black Friday.
Get the couches ready.
The couch
Get
is
the
ready
couches ready.
for all of that.
Make
All right.
sure there's fresh batteries in the remote.
Carver and Cuthbert, Go Sports Radio, Borrelli's Taproom in Long Beach here on a Thursday. We'll come back and we will get into the college football slate. We have to go through the college football. All the hockey locals are playing tonight. Give you the World Cup path for Ireland.
Some TV baseball news.
TV baseball news. Get ready. You need about 19 different streaming services to watch Major League Baseball next year if you're a baseball fan. So get yourself all wound up for that. Go Sports Radio at Borrelli's Taproom. We're back right after this. And we are back.
Woohoo!
Carver and Cuthbert here with you. Go Sports Radio from Borrelli's Taproom in Long Beach on Long Island.
Thanks for everybody for tuning in these first few
Yeah.
weeks. Appreciate it. And another shout out to Dennis Bernstein for coming on the show yesterday. It was a lot of fun. Going to be posting a lot more, a few more clips of those later on this evening. Good stuff.
Denny with the knowledge yesterday, as always.
Always.
One of the all-time greats. That's for sure. We have a lot left to do here on a Thursday on Go Sports Radio, including college football. College football. Here we go. This is kind of a weird week, Paulie. Let me try to explain to you some of the stuff that's going on this week. So, we're obviously week 13, technically, in college. Everyone's got basically 1 or 2 games left in the regular season. Next week, massive week, rivalries, Thanksgiving weekend, last week of the regular season. And that's a big, enormous week. So this week can sometimes be a little bit of a downer week, a little bit of a setup week. Most of the big SEC teams are playing Nassau Community College and all, all those type of schools.
What are you trying to say about Nassau Community College?
I'm just saying they're not playing big competition. So it's a tough week in that aspect because you're getting ready for such a massive week next week. But there are a few games of significance in college that we have to get to. Now, let me start with, let me bring up the entire schedule, Paulie, because some of these games, even though they're not ranked, do matter. Couple Friday night games, not too interesting. Florida State and NC State, Hawaii and UNLV. I love that Hawaii team. That's a tough ask for them to go into Vegas and beat UNLV. So you do got a couple Friday night football games if you're so interested. We'll start Saturday here. Number 1 Ohio State is playing Rutgers, the State University of New Jersey.
Been there. Seen a couple of games there, actually. It's a nice ballpark.
In Piscataway?
Yeah, man.
Well, they got to go to the Horseshoe this week
in
Columbus. Never a fun trip for anyone. Now, I have already seen reports this week that Ohio State's going to be sitting. They're not going to Jeremiah Smith. They're some of their big guns because next week, Paulie, Michigan on the docket. So they are a 32.5-point favorite against Rutgers at home. Obviously, Rutgers has no shot to win the game. From a spread perspective, you have to get Harrison, Eddie from Columbus, Harrison Community. It's Nassau Community. Get a Harrison. I'm sure there's a Harrison Community College as well. We'll have to get a hoodie from there. But Ohio State is a very big number. This is the kind of game, Paulie, where they might just be, like I said, with Michigan on the horizon, just be looking to get out of town without any injuries. That's a lot of points.
But they also
Rutgers. I get
Rutgers.
it. It is Rutgers.
Silly for me to say they can't take a chance losing this game. I think
Rutgers scores like 10 points. They could cover this. Can they score 10 points? 35-10?
No.
Cover?
No.
No shot.
No.
Lay it with Ohio State.
Yeah.
32.5.
Yeah.
I know Eddie in Columbus would.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
He'd lay it.
I think this game will be over in the first quarter. Tons of points. Ohio State. And they'll just build a wall and keep them before the 50-yard line. Rest of the game.
It's probably good. But either way, Ohio State's gonna win the game. We've talked a lot about Notre Dame on this show because
now why would we do that?
Because
it happen to be that we're homies.
Now Notre Dame, of course, they're in the top 10. They're in a slot right now in the college football
Greatest
playoff.
Football team
They
in the
just
world.
have to win these last 2 games against, and I will say, inferior competition. And they are. I'm going to look at this one more time. They are 35.5-point favorites at home against Syracuse on Saturday. The traditional 3:30 East kick under touchdown Jesus in South Bend. Final home game of the year for the Irish because they're not going to get like they did last year. They played that home game against Indiana in the college football playoff. They're going to have to go on the road this year in that first round match if they get in that first round matchup. So you get a big Notre Dame crowd. Everyone's excited to put a pounding on Syracuse Saturday afternoon. Who stinks.
Absolutely.
Drop the hammer.
Drop it.
5 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Just boom, right down, smack them.
Seniors are gonna go nuts.
I'm with you.
It's a huge game for them.
Irish
honestly.
leave, no doubt.
Exactly.
No doubt against them. Now, this is what I'm talking. Let me do these games in bulk. Hold on one second. Let me get, because all I have to do is go to the SEC to do this. Number 3, Texas A&M is playing Samford. Number 4, Georgia is playing Charlotte. They're 43.5-point favorites. Alabama's playing Eastern Illinois. Auburn's playing Mercer. South Carolina's playing Coastal. LSU's playing Western Kentucky. Now, out of all of these, I will tell you this. Georgia, under Kirby Smart. This is against the spread. Spreads over 35 points in the Kirby Smart era. 0-15 ATS.
Wow.
He is a guy that does not, against these smaller buy-game schools coming in to get their doors blown off, he doesn't step on the throat in the second half.
Yeah.
Doesn't want to embarrass the other team.
Yeah.
Charlotte is awful. They're 1-9. They're getting 43.5 points at Georgia. Last year, same week, UMass, who is awful, went into Georgia, similar, about 40 points they were getting, and it was like 21-14 at the half. And Georgia won by 30, laying like 45 points. I think it's a similar thing here. I don't think Kirby's looking to win 60-0.
Yeah.
He's just looking to make sure none of his guys get hurt before they play Georgia Tech next week, and then potentially, maybe if things break right, the SEC title game. So it's over 40 points. It's a lot of points, Paulie, but it's a lot of sticks.
But that's wild. That
0-15 against the spread.
That's unbelievable.
35 or more points laying.
That's crazy.
How about that? I like that. I come with some numbers for you. I got to give you a couple numbers.
No, it's good stuff.
Now let's go back to games that matter. I apologize.
Don't apologize.
Games that matter. This is a big game. There's not a lot of them Saturday, but this is a big game. Oklahoma now has it all in their hands after beating Alabama last week. Oklahoma beats Missouri and LSU. I find it very hard that the Crack Crab and Lobster Committee is going to keep them out of the college football playoff. This is a tricky game, though. At home against Missouri. Noon East kick on Saturday. Oklahoma's 7.5-point favorite. Eli Drinkwitz in Missouri. They've got some issues at quarterback. They've got some issues offensively. But I will tell you, they're a hard hat team. They are a tough team to play against. I think Oklahoma wins the game, Paulie. But I think Missouri is going to give them everything they can handle in this game on Saturday. It's a tough spot for Oklahoma, coming off a huge win on the road. This is not an easy game for them. They're going to have a hard time with Missouri on Saturday.
Missouri's got a stake in this too, man. Yeah.
Well, look, they're not. They're in a tough spot because at 7-3, they're not going to be in the college football playoff. They're not going to be in the SEC title game. They're not. I don't know how much people care about playing in a better bowl, you also have whispers that the coach, Eli Drinkwitz, does a good job at Missouri. He could be up for jobs like Penn State and Florida and other things. So but the team plays hard every week. So I think, Missouri grabbing over a touchdown at Oklahoma, I think they're going to give them everything they can handle on this week.
That's a good game to point out, brother. No doubt about it.
Now, Miami's another team. So much belly aching about Miami and Notre Dame because Miami beat Notre Dame.
Yes.
And them having the same record and Notre Dame being ahead of them in the college football playoff rankings. Miami's in another spot. They need to take care of business the next 2 weeks. At Virginia Tech. Now, will everyone be jacked up in Blacksburg after hiring James Franklin? Players showing out maybe to make sure they stay? Want to be a part of the James Franklin era in Blacksburg? Be with the Hokies? Always a tough place to play. 17.5-point favorites, the Hurricanes on the road. They got to go on the road the last two games. Virginia Tech and Pitt to finish their year at 10-2. They're going to lose one of these two games.
Which one are they going to lose?
I think more next week than this week.
Pittsburgh. Yeah.
But, man, Virginia Tech's been bad this year.
That's a different game for them, though, this year. I mean, this week, I should just say.
Yeah.
12 o'clock, ESPN. And, yeah, I think it'll be that's an interesting watch see who comes out.
It
to
is.
Tech.
Everyone's going to be pumped up. Franklin probably going to be out there on the field before the game, giving everybody the –
I mean, prior to the hiring, right? Miami's looking at this.
Yeah.
Nobody's even going to be paying attention. We're going to go in there, scrub the dirt with them, and get out of there.
Yeah.
It's a little different now. They got to probably pay attention a little more.
Yeah, probably. Now, this next one, now there's a few games, like I said, the ACC is tricky because there's a bunch of teams that are still involved to get into this championship game, which is going to mean a lot because you can get in the college football playoff. Louisville at SMU. SMU is one of the 4 teams in the ACC still with 1 conference loss. So they still are alive to get into this title game. Now, Pitt and Georgia Tech, we'll talk about that game in a moment. One of them is going to get their second loss this week because they're playing each other.
Mm-hmm.
SMU needs to keep pace. This is going to be a good game, Paulie, this Louisville-SMU game. I like SMU at home against Louisville. It's a 2.5-point line. It's a close coin flip type of game. I like SMU here against Louisville.
Put up a decent amount of points the last couple of games.
Yeah. Sure have. Now let me go through a couple of other ones here. Because I don't want to go too in the weeds with you with, Baylor, Arizona, and some of these other ones that don't have.
We don't have to dive too deep.
The big games.
Yes.
USC at Oregon. Massive game. Oregon is in right now. They could be out very quickly if they lose this one. USC could jump themselves up huge if they win this one. 10.5-point spread. I think Oregon is a lot better than USC, and USC is not the same team on the road as they are at home. It's Ducks for me, Paulie, against the Trojans on Saturday.
Yes, and if you're looking for where that game is, as far as your remote control,
3:30 CBS.
CBS, which is on Paramount Plus. Got to have that.
You can make sure you get all your streaming
Yeah,
services.
you got to have it all straightened out here.
All going.
What kind of a world are we living in, Mike?
Paramount Plus, Peacock, Apple, Amazon Prime,
Channel 2, Channel 4, Channel 5, and Channel 7 years ago. That was it. That was it.
I think Vandy, they coming off a bye. They have Kentucky at home. That's a tricky game for them, -8.5. Texas has Arkansas at home. Tricky game for them. Coming off a loss at Georgia. The Pitt-Georgia Tech game is big from the aspect, like I was saying before. Both of those teams are in the 4 one-loss teams in the ACC that can get the title game. The winner of this game. Now, if Georgia Tech wins, I believe they are in because this is their last conference game. They play Georgia next week. They would finish 7-1 in the ACC, and I don't believe that they can be taken out of the title game at that point. So massive for Georgia Tech. I think they're going to win the game, Paulie, against Pitt. So I like Georgia Tech in that game. Yellow Jackets.
Yep.
Tennessee, Florida, always fun. Tough spot going into the swamp. Tennessee's a short favorite on the road. I like Tennessee. Yeah, it's Tennessee for me. Florida's not that good.
They've been putting up points too.
They have been.
Look at this.
Putting up points.
56,
and
41, and 34.
And the last game I'll bring up to you as noteworthy is BYU at Cincinnati on Saturday night under the lights there. BYU is 11th in the college football playoff rankings. They've beaten Utah. Their only loss is to Texas Tech. They need to keep winning to get themselves a rematch with Texas Tech in the Big 12 title game. So I think they're going to win too, going into Cincinnati on Saturday night. So I think that this BYU team is they're a lot better than I think people give them credit for. They're a short road favorite. I like BYU on Saturday night.
And when is the crab and
that
lobster
is
crew? Crack, what is it?
Crack Crab and Lobster
When do they get together?
Committee
On Sunday night?
I believe. I guess they allegedly get together to watch the games.
So Sunday brunch.
And then they, of course, put the rankings out Tuesday night is when they do that. Now, Eddie, I did see you're going to the Nebraska-Penn State game on Saturday night. I like Nebraska with the points. If you wanted a more in-depth college with that, obviously, me and Joe will do a full hour of college football tomorrow, and I'll get a little deeper in there. Eddie wants to know who your college team is, Paulie, and I think you've made that pretty clear.
It's Notre Dame, baby.
Notre Dame. Both of
Notre
us with
Dame.
the Irish, Eddie. You're going to have to deal with it there with your Buckeyes.
With mad respect to
You're going to have to deal
State.
with it there. College football, big week. Now, next week, a massive week. Rivalry games, final regular season games. So much on the line. We'll make sure to go through all the games for you. All right. Carver and Cuthbert, Go Sports
And we'll
Radio.
be doing that with actually the following week we'll have some leftovers.
College championship. Those are the championship games the following
We'll
week.
bring some leftovers to each other.
Have to do that.
You know?
We'll have to get a couple leftovers in here.
Some yams and gravy.
Go Sports Radio from Borrelli's Taproom in Long Beach. All right. Let's get some pucks in here. We've done a lot of football. all three locals in action tonight. Rangers are in Colorado. Islanders are in Detroit. Devils are in Florida. Huge night in the NHL.
Man, JT Miller has been getting the business all week.
Now, I watched that clip.
All
I'm
week
not
he's
a
been getting the
Ranger fan.
business.
He was brought here, Paulie, of course, with the promise of being he's not captain. He doesn't accept things like that you saw from him. Did you feel that was it's hard to catch a guy in one moment like that? Or do you think he was not giving his all there? What did you think of that? Because it's a 60-minute game. And I'm sure that if you're isolated guys for they're going so hard all the time.
Look, it's impossible for these guys with all the camera angles, all the social media, all the breakdowns. And if you follow like the Sean Avery burner account on X or anything that Sean Avery does, and he'll rip guys on shifts and everything else. So look, it's a long season. It's tough to see from JT Miller. It's as a fan and just as if the standards of hockey, and he's a veteran, it's kind of unacceptable. But again, I mean, I've never played an 82 games season of the NHL. I don't know what it's like. It's brutal. But the problem is that, and this happens in every NHL and pretty much any professional preseason camp, there's all the slogans, there's the talk, there's the attitudes. This is how we're going to carry ourselves. Sully's been talking about nothing's going to be acceptable. You're going to ride the bench, all that crap. I mean, if you say all this stuff, and I guess it's all just part of the marketing and the BS and all that stuff, and that was their slogan, no BS. And I've always hated as a Ranger fan the last couple, no quit in New York and everything like that. How do you have these do you need those kind of slogans?
No.
So, look, he's the captain. I think the problem is right now, people are the commentary is he says the right words after the games. He's talking like a captain. But the other night, that's a brutal spot for him. But I will say this, a lot of us don't know what's going on inside the locker room. We don't know what's going on inside his head. Trouba had his mental breakdowns in the playoffs. It happens. These guys are human beings, and they're not allowed to have a bad shift. They're not allowed to have a bad night. And granted, you could talk about all of us as fans. They're getting paid a lot of money and deservedly so. Look, on and on and on. The Rangers have a bigger problem. That doesn't help seeing JT like that the other night, but they've got a bigger problem. And like we were talking to Dennis yesterday, it's 20 games in. I think Ranger fans are just going to have to sit back here, and this is either going to this is going to get worse, or they'll find a way to put up 5 or 6 wins here. Every game they're going to have a chance. They got a chance now tonight against the best, probably one of the best, if not the best team in the league. And let's see what they're made of. And how is that going to be played the next day as far as was it just an off night for the Avalanche, or did the Rangers have a locker room meeting and stuff and like that, and they went out and they beat the pants off? I just don't see it. There's a problem with the Rangers. There's a lack of energy, consistency, feel, and a vibe, and just lack of excitement. I'm a born and raised New York Rangers fan. I've been through the misery, been through the it's almost 30 plus years now since 94. I mean, it's like we've seen so many highs and lows, and we've been here before. It's just frustrating. I think more than anything as Ranger fans, it's just you expect more out of these guys. And I just don't know where they're going on. I can't get too caught up in it right now because it's too early in the season.
Hang around in Colorado tonight?
I don't know.
Colorado's a wagon.
Yeah, they are, man. They're just Bednar's. When Bednar's teams lose, it's got to be injury driven, or it's got to be a bad night, because the Avs and Nathan McKinnon, I mean, that's just those guys go through walls, man.
Yeah.
They don't stop skating. So
never.
And I don't think the Rangers have that kind of pedigree on the team right now. Unfortunately, there's a lot of guys on the team who have contracts where they're supposed to be those kind of guys.
Right.
But it's just not happening. And unfortunately, I don't know. Like I said, it's 20 games in. If they lose tonight, is it really the end of the world?
No. I mean, and honestly,
if they lose 6-7 in a row,
I'll tell you,
then they got problems.
I kind of like them tonight, to be quite honest with you.
Tell me why.
Well,
As the Backstreet Boys used to sing.
look, they are one of the best road teams in the NHL this year.
So but it's the Colorado Avalanche. This is in Denver, the altitude, all that stuff.
Yeah,
It's not that they haven't gone in there as a franchise before, but
look, this is a tough trip.
let's see how JT Miller responds tonight.
Right, because
That's what you gotta watch
been
for.
kind of the gauntlet's kind of been thrown at him a little bit here. The Islanders are in Detroit. They'll play the Red Wings. The last game of a 7-game road trip. They are 5-1 on this 7-game road trip, and they look to finish it off tonight with Sorokin in net against Gibson. Gibson's going to start for the Wings. Wings have played well too, especially at home. Tough spot for the Isles, who did put Manoff on long-term IR on IR because
Shame, man.
after what happened the other night at the end of that game.
Who's stepping in?
Well, they brought up the kid Warren, and he's going to be the 7th defenseman, and Boquist is going to be in there. So they're going to do what they can do at this point. But that's a tough loss for them when you lose one of your top 4 defensemen for what seemingly is going to be a very long, extended period of time after that hit. Now, they never tell you exactly what happened to him. I guess, we're not doctors as much as we like to get paid like one. Whether it was his shoulder or his collarbone, whatever happened there with him again when Rantanen rammed him. And then how about the stones on Rantanen and the Star people? Basically, Mayfield kind of shoved Rantanen in the back a little bit leading in. Like, come on.
But they're always going to do that. That's
I know. I know.
Would you expect anything different?
No, of course. They're going to stick.
Think that Dallas is going to say, "Oh, we're so sorry."
Just like
we
Wass
apologize.
sticking up for his guys. Obviously, Dallas is going to stick up for their guys. So it's understandable. But at the same time,
the league didn't do anything, right?
It's gutless. Yeah, they did nothing.
I've always said the NHL, nobody cares about your feelings.
No.
All right?
Nobody cares.
That's all you can do. But I'll tell you what, Saturday afternoon, back at UBS, that should be a great.
Well,
let's see how the fans turn out.
Well, that was something that I saw somebody bring that up, and it's very true. Even if they don't win tonight in Detroit, you're talking about a 5-2 road trip, playing great hockey, and you've got back-to-back home late afternoon games on Saturday and Sunday. St. Louis on Saturday, Seattle on Sunday. Can you fill the place up and show the boys a little love after that road trip?
I mean, the Islanders fan base has to be feeling good about this squad. Obviously, the kid,
Should be
Romanov going out.
good crowds.
You love seeing or what. Look, tonight's game, like you just said, even if they lose tonight, right? Which I don't think they do. I think they beat Detroit.
Wow.
I think they beat the Red Wings.
6-1 road trip.
Yeah. I think they can play Red Wings good tonight.
Okay.
And I think they'll pretty be fired up to try and get this win before coming home.
All right.
But yeah, look out to see how the Islander fans turn out this weekend.
That's it. It's very telling. I'm interested to see how that goes.
And if you don't mind me just saying here,
Sure, you can say whatever you want.
As the father of a son who is an Islanders fan,
Okay.
who has to go to UBS
Yeah.
so he can see his favorite hockey team.
Yes.
That's an absolute nightmare of a venue as far as getting in,
getting in and out of the place.
I mean,
well,
that and I
Now-
feel this way for the fan base.
it's
That's a nightmare.
it's not ideal. Now, I gotta tell you, I was there last Friday night not for Islanders. I was there for Disney on Ice last
It doesn't
Friday
matter
night.
what they have there. It's a pain in the ass.
And
What'd you drop in parking?
well, here's the thing. Every time we've gone to Disney on Ice at UBS, weeks in advance, I go on the site and I buy the silver. So the silver is the lot when you go in the old entrance to the racetrack. It's on the side of the street with the building, and you park in those lots by the old grandstand by Belmont. Oh, it's $35 to park there.
It's not that bad.
But it's a 5-minute walk, right? You park right outside that little outside area, the park that they built.
I like the $50 tower one.
Now the garage.
Would you come in off the cross
So
island?
you like the garage?
You're in and out. Well,
You can't be out. Are you in and out of the garage?
Oh yeah,
Really?
in and right out. Especially if you're going
South?
south. Yeah,
Really?
100%.
I thought the garage would be a disaster being up there if you were kind of in one of the top levels, but it moves good.
Yes, and the other thing that I do.
Now parking on the other side of the racetrack is a
but even if you take the train in,
you got to get on the bus.
You gotta get on the bus. You gotta walk.
It's torture.
But What we will do is we have a family member in Malvern. We will park in Malvern.
Oh, really?
And we'll Uber over.
Well, that's not bad
Now,
either.
the Uber ride in is fair enough price wise.
Yeah.
But they get you on the way out.
On the way out, they got to get because everyone's ordering. You're all ordering at the same time.
You're almost better off.
Yeah.
And my wife, and last thing I'll say on that, my wife and daughter went to the Billie Eilish, however you pronounce her name.
Ooh.
And that was insane. If anybody went to that concert at UBS, the exit was terrifying as far as trying to get out of there. They had everybody going all the way. It was like a half hour to get to the pickup spot. Just not designed very well. That's all I'm going to say. And us Ranger fans are incredibly spoiled with the Garden being right there at Penn Station. I would tell you that.
Yeah, that's a big difference.
Completely spoiled.
Unless you live out on the east, on the east of that, whatever that line is that stops at Elmont, and you're going east. Unless you're over there, the train's disaster. It's a shake of the train. Like if you're on the South Shore, you can't take the train. Take the train to Jamaica, come all the way back. Get serious. There's no shot I'm doing that. Let's do a few other things before we go. We talked yesterday about Ireland winning. Oh, go ahead. What do you got?
No, the only thing was the Devils.
Well, they're in Florida.
Okay.
And they're buried without Hughes. Let's just say it.
Well,
I'm just
well, it's going to be interesting to see how they
I will say that Jake Allen's starting tonight instead of March. Allen's played well for the Devils. So maybe they can get a win against the champs tonight.
Panthers have been a little inconsistent.
I did not like the way the Devils looked in Tampa on Tuesday night. They did not play well. And
that's a huge, massive impact to their team.
Yeah.
Riding high, flowing, looking good.
He's an MVP caliber player. It's just it's so much and they're out other guys too. So it's
the Rangers have everybody, right? There's no issues on the Rangers. It's just the way these guys are performing, right?
Right.
But the Islanders have a major injury, Devils have a major injury, and we'll see how those guys kind of return there. That's the last. I just want to give it a little
two things before we go. First, we talked a lot about Ireland and that they are now in the playoff to get to the World Cup here in the States next summer. We found out this morning their path. They have to go to Czechia. They are now it's Czech Republic, Czechia. So they will play there in March, late March, on a Thursday, the 26th. And if they win that game, they then get to play either Denmark or North Macedonia. That game, Paulie, would be at the Aviva in Dublin if they win, that's a little bit of an equalizer, especially against a really good team like Denmark, if they get to play that game at home. So still a couple steps for the boys in green to make it to the States for the World Cup.
The churches will be filled.
Oh,
between now and March, the churches will be filled, and there will be tons of prayers.
Tons of prayers. But there were
primarily by pub owners.
There were worse paths for them. There was some teams in that pot, pot 2 that would have been very look. And the Czechs they're no slouch either. They're in pot 2 for a reason. But they have, they lost at home to the Faroe Islands last month. Czech. So this is not an impossible game. They are not facing a pillar of European football here, and they also didn't get drawn against a team like Italy. It was if they won the game. So
it's a decent path. It's
doable. And if they win, they get that second game at home, which is just a crazy thing for them. So the boys in green in March will get that going. The other thing I got for you is this MLB television package was announced.
I would put an S at the end of that package.
Holy. So this is the new MLB media deal. You ready for all this? Make sure you have all these. So ESPN got out of the MLB business, but they're still kind of in. So the Sunday Night Baseball is not on ESPN now next year. NBC and Peacock will now have Sunday Night Baseball, and they're going to get playoff games. So that's the NBC, and actually Sunday nights. They now have, somebody put out yesterday, 52 Sundays of the year. They either have NFL, MLB, or NBA they have now also. So a really nice sports Sunday night NBC is put together by getting the Sunday Night Baseball. Netflix will have the Home Run Derby, the Field of Dreams game, and more. So they're going to go back to the cornfield this year for the Field of Dreams game. So Netflix gets those. ESPN stays in with 30 MLB games. And they also are going to put the MLB.TV on the ESPN is going to be connected to that, which is interesting to me because I have both. Does that mean now I don't have to pay for one of them, which would be very good to hear. Fox and FS1 keep the World Series, the playoffs, the All-Star game, and other games. TBS, for some reason, is still involved. They'll have base playoffs and more. Apple TV will have Friday Night Baseball, which is a disaster. Netflix, NBC, ESPN, Fox, TBS, Apple. Anyone else? They did lose Roku. NBC gets those Roku games that were on Sunday morning. I mean, it's not as extensive as the NFL's laundry list of streaming providers and extra things, but it's an interesting package for television for the MLB.
Well, obviously it's all local based, right? As far as the
Right.
concern here, right? So if you're a Yankee fan and we love the S Network and the coverage and the pregame shows and postgame and everything else, it's just during the course of the season, you gotta, hey, where are the Yankees?
Well, because they're going to be involved in a lot of this
it's
stuff.
just habit to go right to the Gotham Sports
Sure.
app, and then all of a sudden it's like the game's not there, and
But-
then you go, oh, where are they?
And
playing?
they even go a step further because if you're a Yankee fan locally, they got the Dopey once a week on Amazon Prime too, which
Well,
you
yeah.
can't even. So they're even further into the pile.
I would have to say that all the major networks, they've got the numbers where, like what
Yeah.
you said, basically all of us have all these.
Yeah.
We have Netflix.
Yeah.
If you have Disney, then you're getting the ESPN and Hulu and all that other
Right.
stuff. And then as far as NBC, whether they're putting that on the national NBC channel or
They
whatever
are,
the heck.
yeah.
So I mean,
Sunday nights will be on Channel 4 here in New
most
York.
of us, I guess, at this point, we're already forking over the money and we already have everything. I think more than anything, the only inconvenience now, particularly looking from a Yankee or a Met standpoint, is like, where are they on tonight? And then
Right.
you got to just, you got multiple remotes, and then
You got to have a lot of remotes.
and know where everything is. So.
Yep. Got to have a lot of remotes, but that's your new MLB television package.
Well,
going forward.
you got a lot of networks there buying in on the game. I mean, they did amazing numbers. Look, when you look at the playoff numbers and the World Series numbers this past season, obviously with the Dodgers and the Blue Jays and everything, it's like anything else. All these companies want to buy in; they want a piece of it. So,
Did you watch the Knicks last night?
I saw some of the highlights and some of the post review of the game. And it's great to see Jalen back and stuff.
Brunson did play. Yeah,
Yeah.
he was back.
Yeah, so
Only missed 2 games.
positive thing. That's all you need. Everything is
As
okay.
I said
in
to you
Knicks
last
land.
week, they always make it a little bit more dramatic, the
Yeah,
injuries, than it has to be, because he looked fine to me
Yeah,
last night against Dallas, which was a struggle for them, that game against Dallas last night.
yeah, they pulled it out. But like I said, as long as that guy's on the court, everything is good in Knicks land.
They will play Saturday afternoon in Orlando against the Magic, who beat them last week at the Garden. I believe I said to you that morning, they never play well against Orlando for whatever reason. The Knicks have a problem with the Magic, and they will play them there. So you have that from a basketball standpoint this weekend, unless you're involved with the Nets. We're playing Celtics in an NBA Cup game on Friday night. Are
Maybe
you
a
following the NBA Cup? Do you understand what's going on with that, or
Let's
no?
not get into it here, but maybe we should kind of.
NBA Cup.
Yeah, I don't get it.
You don't. It's every game counts, Paulie.
I know.
The NBA Cup. These Friday night games.
The courts look beautiful with the whole.
Did you
fancy
you
cup.
got sunglasses when you watch
Yeah,
those games
so-
with the NBA Cup? Did you like the one in Minnesota with the bright green, the lime green that they had out there?
Look, it's the same thing. It's so early in the NBA and the NHL season right
Yeah.
now. It's just a little too much for me to kind of get too
That's all right.
clawed into right now.
We will be back next week.
Yes, definitely Wednesday. Obviously,
Definitely Wednesday.
we'll be working here in the kitchen on Thursday, making the turkeys, the Italian turkeys and stuff. But we'll
Minimum Wednesday. We'll see if
Yes.
we slide something else in.
Yeah.
We'll let everybody know about that. Tremendous job, as always, by you, Paulie.
Great
And
time.
again at Borrelli's. Make sure you come down here for
Borrelli'sTaproom.com.
football this weekend too.
Yeah.
The football specials out of control.
It's just a great place to come out and hang out with your friends, family. It's great food, great drink. It's just an absolute awesome place. Come down Long Beach on the weekends. And thanks for everybody for tuning in for us here. This
Big
is
crowd on the stream
sick
today.
show today, buddy.
Big crowd on the stream today. I love seeing it.
The best.
Big crowd on the stream, and it's great.
We got more guests coming up, and we got some UFC stuff we're going to be doing soon too,
Ooh.
coming up in December as well, and with some in-person guests in the house.
Good.
Look out for the announcements. It's going to be great
Good.
stuff.
Carver and Cuthbert, Go Sports Radio from Borrelli's Taproom in Long Beach. Everyone have a fantastic weekend. Enjoy all the games, and we'll be back with you next week right here. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great weekend.